You can more let them until when we ready get ready to host the people. Okay, it's him.
Yeah, and then you can let him in. Yeah,
Next one.
Hi, Bongani. He's muted here. Okay. What's happening?
No.
Hmm?
It's muted. It's muted.
I've met Sanela also. Hi, Bongani. I can hear. So I put it volume. I can't hear him. He's muted.
Yeah.
Unmute. Let me tell him. It's him, eh? Let me.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I want you to say unmute yourself. You are muted.
I'm
You are on mute.
It's Facebook. It's Facebook.
Oh yes.
Facebook.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. How do I go to Facebook to let this show on Facebook?
It'll be live.
It's live now. We're going live now, also on Facebook. So I don't know if we can go live both at the same time, but this is connecting now on Facebook. It's going live now.
All right.
Just give me 2 minutes, and then you'll log in. Yeah, it's live on Facebook.
All right.
Is it recording now?
Yeah, it's live. It is live.
There we are.
Niyangibona kahle.
Subona kahle, wena ungibona kahle.
Kahle kakhulu. Ungathi uyi-presidential, ungathi use White House.
Awungadlali ngami wena.
With that couch.
Please.
That couch of yours looks like you are in a very, very serious House of Representatives.
Anyway, how are you? Do you admit?
No. I'm great, man. It's a beautiful afternoon, clear blue skies,
It is.
Holiday destination.
Okay. Yeah. Bongani, thank you so much. I think we can start. It's 5 o'clock. Thank you for your time. For people who are listening and here that have logged in, I'll introduce Bongani, but he will do maybe the perfect introduction. Bongani is an actor, he's an MC, he's a radio personality. He's an all-rounder. So why we here today? And because your story touched me. Your story, 2023, I think, has shown a few of us flames. I went through, I think I told you, Nani, I went through surgery, I went through radiation, but here I am, I'm still standing. And when I heard your story, when I heard your story, I followed up and I'm like, I need to have a conversation with Bongani because people out there need hope. People out there needs to know that, you know what, we can go through anything, but we still have people that love us. There are still people that are there for us.
Yeah.
And we still, you know,
Yeah.
what we went through our journey, it has shown us also humility. It has made us to know God better. You know, there's a lot of things that happen to us. And Bongani, you know, people don't know why. Maybe you hear people that don't know. Bongani lost his sight, but you can see now. You can see. So I'll ask you to just let us know what actually happened, Bongani. If you can walk this journey with us, just a bit. When did you realize that now I cannot see no more that Bongani that we know, you know, from Radio 2000? People, if they don't know, Tina Ama, Batin, Bababizan, old, whatever. So, yeah, lab.
Born before technology.
Yes, you know, we know you. So maybe just before you even tell us, when did you lose sight?
Yes.
A bit about yourself, Bongani. I know. For people that don't know.
Yes. All right, I'm Bongani NX, Bongani Ngumalo, and for me to be a radio personality. A little bit of history about me. So I came into radio in 2005, 2004, 2005, and I went to 94.7. And I was doing the morning show there with the breakfast team, Jeremy Mansfield, Samantha Cowen, Wicked Simpson. We're doing all those pranks.
I'm so hooked in his pranks now, on TikTok. Bongani, are you still there?
And see where I hooked up with NS Pile. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I might have to move around a little just to catch the network, you know. I'm moving around a bit. Can you see me, hear me now?
Yeah, I can see you. I can hear you.
Nice. Yeah, so basically then I went to SABC from Prime Media. And I had been on radio probably for about 7 years when I was a healthy guy, man. Never been to the hospital. Never really ever needed any medical aid. I actually even canceled my medical aid because of that, you know. I've lost you. Can I still hear you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Bongani. I'm just I mute myself when you talk so that we mustn't have a background, an echo. So I can hear you nicely. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, basically just a short story about my journey on radio. I've been on Generations, you know. I tried my Generation stint, Brazix. I only did it for 3 months. I absolutely hated acting on TV, so I left it. And then from there, just out of the blue, I started getting flints in my eyes, like raindrops. You know, when you are in your car and it's raining and the water is flowing through the windshield, it almost felt like I needed wiper blades to remove the flow, you know. Something was wrong there and I couldn't understand why. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
I can.
Yeah, you are me? Yeah, okay. And so I had a specialist doctor and I would ask him every now and then to help me with inflammation because I was getting these serious inflammation pains that would travel throughout my body, joints, neck, back, you know? So I could see there was something wrong.
Sorry, if I may ask, when was that?
This was back in 2013. I was only 43 at the time.
Yeah.
So all the way up to age 43, there was no medical issue with me. And out of the blue, it just happened. And I tried to get my doctor to help me with inflammation because my inflammation markers were just off the hook, man. The doctors were confused. They couldn't understand what was wrong with me. I tried many types of medication, steroids, you know, human steroids. Nothing could work. Painkillers. I was eating painkillers like sweets.
I know. Tell me about it. I know.
But nothing was working. It was just like getting worse and worse. And the pain would move throughout my body. It would be on my neck. It would be on my one shoulder. The next minute, it's on my other shoulder. Then I thought it was rheumatoid arthritis. And then I started developing these eye problems where I would have these curtains flowing into my eyes. Sure. But no pain in my eyes, no funny headaches. And this ophthalmologist asked me if I had had any trauma, like a stroke or like someone hit me with a baseball bat in my head. Did I fall on my head? Because the symptoms were exhibiting as if a tsunami happened somewhere in my eyes. Okay. And the inflammation wasn't helping. And I thought maybe it was a dietary problem. And I started eliminating things like bread, sugar, you know, all the nice things we have, cake, cold drinks. I removed, I did what we call toss the junk. Anything that I deemed junk, I tossed it out of my diet. Okay. But still the problem wasn't, you know, ceasing. It was getting worse and worse. Whereas abantu abamnyama sinalento yokuthi if you are so sick that you cannot, a doctor cannot help you, it can only be kumele uthwase. I refused the twasa thing, nearly fell for it.
Yeah, no, when you're desperate, yeah. You do, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah. I went to a sangoma who spoke with me, and but the more I looked and searched for solutions, the worse the problem became. Until to a point where I couldn't drive anymore. I had a terrible accident because I was forcing to drive, even when my vision was impaired. And I had a terrible accident. I went into the back of a parked car and I hit it off the road. It fell on the other side of the road. And then I stopped driving. So now it was my family that was coming in to help me out. That means if I want to go to work and do a 3 to 6 a.m. show, my daughter has to drive me to work. So she had to get used to waking up at 2:30 in the morning to get me to work at 3 a.m.
And now the vision,
still come back,
how is it going?
Stay with me.
The vision is going, it's getting worse. Now your vision.
Yes, now the vision was bad. I couldn't read anymore. I really couldn't see scripture or scripts. So voiceovers, you know, the bulk of my work was either as an MC or as a voice artist or as an actor, or just to read on air. And I couldn't read. So, you know, clients start complaining when you can't really string a sentence together without fumbling. And I'm not a fumbler. I'm really quite a clear guy. So people could see there was something wrong, but I really didn't want to declare that I was blind. Probably if I had declared I was blind, SABC might have done something about it, but I refused to declare I was blind, you know.
Was it pride or what was it? Or you were
number
scared,
one,
or were you scared pride, or were you scared to lose your job? What was it that you didn't declare that you're sick?
I'm always in charge and in control and in tune.
I know what you're talking about. Do you feel when you're not in control, you're losing your mind? It's what I went through. When you're not in control, you feel like you really lose your mind because you always used to be in control. Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't ready to be called a blind guy, or I wasn't ready to own a dog yet, or to walk around with a white stick. I wasn't ready to do that. Every time I see a blind guy, I always think, wow, my man, you are brave. You know, I wasn't brave enough to declare it. I wasn't ready. I thought possibly if I declare that I'm blind, I will be treated as a disabled person and my life has to change. And since I've declared, then I have to live the life of a blind guy. And that would change everything. It would change my career. It would change how people treat me. And I was scared. I was super, super afraid to just go sit somewhere and become the blind guy and possibly just give up everything, give up my life, give up the normal life that I know and get into the blind space. But I was blind. I was clinically blind since 2013. I think since 7 years to 10 years ago, I've been clinically blind to a point where it would be dangerous. Going out to a party is dangerous for me because I'm going to bump everybody's drinks and probably step on people's toes.
But you would still go.
I'd still go and I'd still go out. And I could see on people's, you know, when you've lost your vision, you gain other sensitivities.
Yeah.
You literally, your senses come alive. You know, you can actually read somebody's facial expression without ever looking at them.
Really?
And you can tell that this person is rolling their eyes, or this person is frowning, or this person is not happy, or this person is really concerned about you, you know? So I felt that it was just too much to declare. And I lost everything. Let's get to the part where I think without earning an income, it became absolutely impossible to survive as a normal guy.
Yeah. When did you stop going to SABC now? Stop working. How did you stop working? Because you were scared to tell them that now. And the clients are complaining. So when did you stop?
So 3 years later, that was now 2016. Now I was beginning to become incompetent at work. Incompetent means my manager literally has to call me every day and I'm refusing to tell him that, dude, I can't see. That's why I couldn't read that script the way it was. And if it's a long script, I'm now skipping through words, or I have tears in my eyes and I can't see the words correctly. Or I try to put it on an iPad so that I blow up the font to like 24 big font letters and try to read the script from that perspective. That made me very incompetent. If I get a voiceover and I get there and I say, no, can you send me the script quickly so I can just put it on my iPad and try and blow it up? It would eat up on the studio time and people start getting annoyed. And I thought, you know what, at some point I may have to tell these people the truth, eh? Because at work, I really couldn't work anymore. So out of fear and probably out of pride, I quit my job. I went on holiday in 2016, never came back in 2017.
So did you resign or you just went on holiday?
I just went on holiday, never came back. And then so they were wondering, what is going on with Bongs? And I called my manager and I told her, I don't think I'm coming to work anymore. And I tried to explain my situation. So I literally just quit on an SMS or a WhatsApp rather. Never went to work. I felt like, I think before they fire me or before something drastic happens, let me chicken out and move on. I might find something else to do out there. I'm a man of many talents. I'll probably survive as half blind as I am. My one eye was completely blind now. The other right eye was on probably 30% vision. So meaning I can only walk during the day. At night, indoors. So my life drastically changed from then on, you know. So failure to earn income just made me a sort of a destitute guy, I guess. From 6-figure income to zero. Yeah. So 2016, 2017, I quit my job. And then up until this time, you know, until I came across a group of men where I live now in the Northwest. And they run a campaign, very beautiful campaign about men. You know, it's like, we are men. We are fearless men. And these men embraced me. They brought me into the team. It's a church, but it has a breakaway of all the men. They meet twice every month and on a Saturday. And I told them my story. They were very touched. One of them wrote an anonymous letter to Jacaranda FM and told them that there's this legend guy. He's unemployed. He's trying to get work here and there. I tried to sing. I tried to do 1, 2, 3. But at the same time, the vision loss was just too drastic for me to start working again. So the work I do, almost everything I do, there's 7 streams of income. And all of them depend on my voice and my vision. If I'm singing, that's my voice. If I'm acting, that's my voice and my vision. If I'm on a voiceover, or if I'm emceeing, program director, you know, anything that I do that's got entertainment attached to it has got to use my voice. And that's where the problem was.
And I heard on Jacaranda that your vision was now 5%, the right eye. It was like,
now my wife has to literally walk with me now. Take me to wherever I need to go. She has to drive me around. She has to take me from point A to point. So her life just came to a standstill just so she could help me, you know. So when the Jacaranda thing came, we went there, she took me there. And the people were so kind, man. I couldn't understand. You know, there are people that haven't seen me in 10 years and they still remember. Some of them were 10 when they were listening to me at Prime Media. And they're 20 now and they remember. Some of them were 20 and they're now 30, or some are 35. They remember and they never forgot. So those are the people that came through for me on Good Morning Angels. I think that's where you heard me.
I heard on Good Morning Angels because, you know what, shout out actually to Jacaranda. It also helped my foundation. It's one radio station that they mean what they say. When they say they help, they help. They don't just give you time and not do anything, you know. And I'm not criticizing other radio stations. You go there, they'll give you airtime, but they'll, you know, while you're on air, they'll ask, what can we do for you? But when you drop, there's nothing that they're doing for you. I'm sorry. That only Jacaranda, Good Morning Angels, they are really our angels.
Yeah, definitely. They helped me. Yeah. Then I found an ophthalmologist who was willing to investigate my cause. He went to Vienna on a conference for ophthalmologists. And a year before that, because this all was in 2022 when I met Valap, the first ophthalmologist who gave up. He just said, no, can't do it, can't touch these eyes. And then I met the second ophthalmologist in Sentin. He's the one who took it to Vienna. He wanted to investigate. I won't mention his name because he begged me. He said, don't mention my name.
No, it's fine.
I thought, okay, buddy, I think
but he's going to help us in future. Even though you don't mention his name, because me and you were going to do this awareness, and he's going to help our people in future. I know he has to get paid, but he will help because he helped you, you know. And tell me, when did you find out like that now I need to do a surgery? Because I know at Jacaranda, they raised money for you to do surgery, and which is really a blessing. And your surgery, I know it cost about 160,000 plus.
Yes. So I then went to meet with my ophthalmologist who put this program together to say he could try and do one eye at a time, trial basis, just so he can check if his surgery would be successful. But then it was way too expensive for me. I couldn't raise like 167,000 rand, including medication and whatnot. Travel to him on a daily basis, regularly, the after surgery checkups and all that, the rehabilitation. It really turned out to be too expensive for me. I nearly gave up on that. But when he came back and he said, he's willing to try one eye at a time, I thought, okay, maybe God might be talking to me. Let me tell you what changes the whole thing. I think he looked at my faith. He looked at me. He couldn't say no, because at the same time, I really wanted to challenge his faith as a specialist, ophthalmologist. You know, he's a young man. I was looking for someone like that who's gonna, at the back of my mind, I always had this hope that, you know what, you never know, maybe they're coming up with ingenious ideas in this day and age. Kungaba khona oyedwa onento or something that he has learned overseas. And he just happened to be the right guy. He took my case to Vienna. He put it through a whole house full of ophthalmologists. Half the house told him, I won't touch that guy with your scalpel, buddy. Let him go. He will never see again.
Yeah.
The other 50% said, you know what, give it a try. Go in there, one eye at a time. If you find certain symptoms like 1, 2, 3, don't go further. But if you can clean the iris, you might actually come up with a solution here. Because no one knew what was really wrong with me. They thought it's uveitis, the inflammation of the uvea, or glaucoma, or, you know, all these funny eye problems, you know, removal of cataract. So he literally couldn't see at the back of the eye to diagnose whether it's glaucoma, or is the inflammation of the uvea, or the inflammation of the iris, but it's some inflammation. So he doesn't know whether to go in there and try and remove a cataract. What will happen if then inflammation flares up? They'll make me completely blind now. That 5% is going. That was the problem why nobody wanted to touch me at the time. But he gave it his shot, and he did the one eye that could see. And he cleaned it up nicely, removed the lens and put a brand new lens, removed the cataract. And voila, I could see probably as he was taking off the bandages.
Really?
I could already see some light.
Okay.
You know, it took me a week. After 1 week, I could see clearly. Now, one eye sees better than both eyes, actually, you know.
And then he did the left eye after the right eye.
Then he hasn't done the left eye yet. Okay. So I will wait until probably April, May next year. Raise another 150, 160K, try and go in there again. You know, it's always going to be like that. But at this point in time, I think since I'm able to work and read now, I would have raised that money in the next 2-3 months. God willing.
We're going to raise your faith. It's your faith that made you to see. And I was so happy to see you on the 30th of November that you drive in, you know?
Yes.
After 7 years, you know? And that's really, Bongani, it's something that you never also, but your faith and your hope made you to actually, it made you to also not give up on yourself. And that is why you didn't even want people to feel pity for you. And sometimes when you tell your story, it's not asking for pity. No.
Yeah.
It's you don't want to be pitied. You're saying, guys, you know what? If we really practice our faith, if we practice our hope, we are going to make it. And that's what we lack. And it's what we need to motivate people and help people that, you know what, you have to have hope. And it's okay not to be okay, Bongani. It's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
When I spoke to you, I told you that there are times that I also cry. There are times that I feel like I can't do this. You know, being a single parent, going through cancer, it's just,
I need a charger.
It's tough. But, you know, you sit down, you cry, you feel sorry for yourself, but tomorrow you say, no, I can't. I have to now step up. I have to fight this, you know. And I think it's exactly what you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your support, who was your support? I can see your wife, Makapelo, was always there for you. It was always, and your children also.
Yes, yes. So without Tapi, number one, I don't think I would have ever found God. She literally just drove me to Christ. Sorry.
Okay.
So she introduced me beautiful healing. Can you hear me that way?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Madam.
Yes, I can hear you, Bongani.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yes, yes. My whole before was without it of wake up morning, do what you need to do. You are a man who talks. And I literally believed I had this to do, this to be done. And it never occurred to me that I had a maker whom I needed to be responsible or answerable to. I love God. Don't get me wrong. I've always loved God. But I never knew about the kingdom of heaven and who made the kingdom of heaven, whose lifestyle is that, and how do you even claim that you are a Christian or a man of God when in fact you don't know about your maker. So I think that's where all things begin. I hibernated for 3 months at a farm in Harties, literally got lost, and I ate scripture. I literally swallowed myself and I went into a mode of finding. I found a scripture, 2 Chronicles chapter 2, verse 7. Seek ye, if my people that are called by my name shall humble themselves and kneel down and pray, turn away from their wicked ways, I, the Lord, shall hear them from heaven and heal them and forgive their sins. I thought, okay, who is talking and why? And I then read the book of Job.
Yeah.
The book of Job is what opened my eyes to this whole escapade that I was going through. And when I read the book of Job, it literally was almost like God was talking to me one-on-one about my current situation. You could literally remove the name Job in the book of Job and put Bongani there.
I think there's a lot of Jobs.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of jobs out there. We are, a lot of us we went through. It's just that maybe we don't ourselves to understand and, to practice and our faith.
So then there was zero prayer in my life, by the way. I was a prayerless person. Literally, I was just like going on like a headless chicken without ever having any direction and no attachment to my maker whatsoever. And so this was a wake-up call for me. I started praying. I remember my one prayer was, you know what, Father God, I am a man of God. And now you are telling me I need to tell my story, but I'm blind. If a man of God is blind and you say you are a living God, show me who you are.
So you challenged him.
Friends, I went into a mode. God, and I was like, I want my eyes back. Who are you? Show me who you are. You know, what am I supposed to do? Why did it have to wait 53 years for me to find you? And why didn't you introduce yourself earlier to me? Why is it my problem that I have to find you? I had drastic questions for my Lord and for my maker. Some questions I can't repeat here. But I started getting revelation slowly but surely. I became a revelator myself. Because what I was listening to from the men of God on the telly and what the Bible was telling me and what God was telling me, it almost felt like people are not telling me the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And I'm only getting the scrapes of what spirituality is about. So that made me very angry because I'm a researcher myself. So I went deep into it. It actually opened my eyes even further for when I was researching, you know. Yeah. So before I knew it, it literally almost felt like by touching the Bible, there was medication there because the inflammation went away. I started eating certain foods that I'd already cut out of my life completely, like sugar with coffee. Or
Okay.
Grains. I was grain intolerant or gluten intolerant, if you like. I couldn't eat bread. So, but once I started praying and getting into the frame of spirituality in the truest sense of the word and seeking Yahweh, I started healing slowly but surely. My ophthalmologist came back to me and he said, you know what, we're going to try this thing out. That's when I think my life turned around, basically, because I found my maker. And I listened and I heard the calling.
That's good.
So,
that's good. Even the people that, you know.
So I could see again. Yeah.
I'm so happy that, you know, you found your maker. I'm so happy that also you've got, you know, there are few friends that I have that are men that I would love, you know, and I'll tell them to join also that group, the support group. You know,
Yes.
I've got support groups that I've created for the families of people that are going through cancer. I'll tell you why I say men, and it's a good thing that you say, because I heard you talking about men, that you can be yourself. You don't have to even mask anything. They don't even judge you. And we need such people. We need people can talk. People don't say anything because there's a lot of fake people out there. And you know, social media, yes, we use social media. We are on social media now, but it's fake. And people put out themselves under pressure because of social media. But you know, you need that space where you can go and be yourself. When you can go, you know, without judgment, when you can talk how you feel, you know, because some of the people, they're suppressing their feelings and they are, you know, it's heavy out there. It's heavy. But you need to somewhere, and you know that these people love me for who I am. People will never judge me. People accept me for who I am. But not only that, they'll even
you
support
underestimate
me.
how people understand.
And people will also support you and support your dreams because there, you know, there are opportunities actually out there. But maybe we're hanging out with wrong people, you know. I mean, for me, 2024.
Talk about friends. Yeah,
let's talk about friends.
So you can't rely too much on friends.
We do. We do. And there are friends that are very good. I've got, you know, I think a handful of friends that were like, they are seriously there for me. You know, they are really, they've got my back. And because only me and my children, you know, even my boys. I told you when I was talking to you 2 days ago that, you know, my Christmas day, Bongani, was the best Christmas because we were just me and my boys. And people don't realize you need love, you need support. That's all you need. Other things will come. And we need to choose right friends. I made a decision on my
You need family. You need a friend. You need a right-hand man. You need a wingman.
Exactly. My wingmans, I've got wingmen. I've got wingmen, 3. My boys. My boys, you know. And as I said to you, my friends, I don't want to lie. They are my ride or die. I know there are friends that I can phone anytime. They will be there for me. And it's where, you know, when you're going through such, you cut out friends that you feel like, I really don't need this. I don't need toxic people. I don't need negative people. I need people that will talk live to me. People that won't judge me.
I didn't have to, I didn't have to throw friends away. I think naturally people just started leaving without me ever chasing them or saying anything. People that I trusted might be there were not available anymore. And I understood that from the perspective of a spiritual journey when one of my friends I called for money actually said to me, you know what, Bongs, I don't want to get involved in God's plan for you. So this is your journey. If I don't want to be a part of giving you money, and then Kanti, God is gonna be angry at me to say he's trying to punish you, and then I'm helping you. So
yeah, I don't know how to take that one, Bongani. I don't know. For me, it's like an excuse, but what I'm trying to, for me, it's how it feels like an excuse. Because how does that person know that God won't come? Like God sent people to us. It's how I take it.
yeah.
So how do you know that God has sent you to help me? You know, and I believe in a God.
Yeah,
has
there are
sent
some
my
God
friend.
experts out there. Yeah, people that believe that, you know, they hear God speaking and telling them that they shouldn't help certain people. But in my view, I think our moral fiber as an African people is to help each other. I remember me now when I grew up, my grandmother used to accept people that she didn't know. I remember our gardener was a Malawian man who came riding a bicycle all the way from Malawi to KZN. I don't know how he did it, but that man marked the generosity that came with the Ngumalo family. We could take anybody in. But so when I couldn't get help from my friends, it told me that probably this is a lesson I need to go through. But I kept the faith because I knew that I didn't want to be blind. I knew one day, God willing, I shall see again. And that one day came. And I can see, I cannot believe that, you know, you should give up as a man. Whether you lost a limb, whether you have stage 4 cancer, and everybody has given up, the doctors have said, go home and die.
You know,
I think if you have faith, you can move mountains.
But even also having faith and having the right people, because now it's where we're starting to surround ourselves with good people, surround ourselves with people that talk.
Yes.
That talk life, that tell us about God. You know, you'll hear so many voices. When you start being sick, you'll hear so many voices, so many advice. They'll advise you, as they said to you, you must go and owe your trust. You know, you'll hear so many things. And it's up to you that, you know,
the first thing that
day,
our people say, when our people like to say, uyagula, kushuthi unengculaza. The first step, as soon as you lose weight, you start getting sick. That the first thing is, oh, AIDS, he's gonna die. I've overheard people that never thought I was within earshot, declaring my death right in front of my face. Like, this one is gonna be blind 6 months. We give him 6 months, he's gonna be dead. And I thought, no.
Yeah, no, you don't need such.
You are not God. You are not going to make that decision.
Not. I live these days.
Yeah, you need help. You need help.
I live with this thing. And Bongani, I think for us we forgive friends that have never been there for us, and we move on, but we don't want them. We move on. But I've realized that why it hurts so much. I was telling one of my friends that took me out for lunch on my birthday that, you know what, it hurts because you expect people to treat you the way you treat them. And I don't want to have any expectations from now on. I don't want to have any expectation, because that is something that hurts us. Don't have any expectation. And if a person wants to help you, but love people that loved you. And the other thing that I live with, that nobody's got my holding my oxygen. No one is holding my oxygen. Only God. You know, so we give people so much power that, as if really they tell us when to breathe, when to, no, we need to stop that. We need to stop that.
For sure.
We need to.
So what I'm doing now, I think, as you are saying, what you are saying, help is very, very crucial for people going through terminal illnesses like you and I, either terminally ill with cancer or terminally going situation, losing some form of a limb or an organ. I came up with this concept called I care for I care. I believe that there are so many people that have lost their livelihood because they never had any kind of help like I did. I wish somebody had detected my problem
Earlier.
10 years before, and they saw the
Mm.
symptoms. I wish when I was going for my eyeglasses at what do they call this place there? Specsavers or something. I wish there could be some form of an educated person who has a way to pick up a problem much earlier on. Like I was describing my problems. I was telling the people what was going on with my eyes. The only suggestion I was getting from people like Specsavers or such. I'm mentioning Specsavers because I've been there quite a lot. But I'm saying if only there was a sort of a soft specialist who could pick up my problem much earlier on. So eye care for eye care is that. I want to go around looking for those young people like me. I call myself young. 53 is very young, you know.
I'm also 53,
so,
Bongani, we're very young. We're young.
At 53, I should know that if I see certain symptoms or I feel my body going into a certain mode, I should know that maybe I need to see somebody. I need to do a thorough checkup, check my diet, check my blood, check everything, you know, before it gets to a part where you now need a specialist. Are there situations you can do? Is there something you can do while you are seeing the symptoms at inception and do something about it? You know, so eye care for eye care is going to do a lot of that.
We're going to go to all the provinces.
So I need that truck that will have the yes.
We're
go
going
all
to
through
go all the
throughout all the provinces.
Yeah, we'll go through all the provinces. From February, we are going to get the trucks. I want to challenge whoever is listening, maybe from Ford, Mercedes, BMW, Siemens. We need trucks for eye cares. We need trucks for Resima, for the mobile mammogram. And we need to go. And, you know, there's a lot of people that need help out there. I was telling you, I'm busy now. January, we're doing a surgery for a 14-year-old. She's mute. She's deaf.
Oh, my.
From Rustenburg, you know. And there's another one that's also blind that's got cancer. There's another one that I saw. So there's a lot of people, you know, and that needs help. So for me, it's for us to make an awareness that early detection, because what you're actually talking about, it's early detection. That there are signs that you need to look out for and then get checked for this. So we're going to start here in Gauteng. But let me tell you, by March, whoever is listening, we are going to have those mobiles. We will be going around. We'll go to the companies on a wellness
we are
pushers. We are, because for us is to help people. Isn't it why you talking to me? We want to help people. I told you that there's a lot of people that need help from me. Yesterday, I think I forwarded you the message. Somebody's got prostate cancer. And I phoned this person. I said, I'll call you. And the bad thing at the public hospitals, you know, the doctor said to him, you know what, if you had money like Petrus Mutsipe, you go to a specialist. There's nothing I can do. Go home.
Wow.
I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
Do you understand? That's a doctor. And there are few doctors that are there to help people. Some that are just there to just make money. The person that's working with me is there to help people. So I'm also challenging oncologists, I'm challenging specialists, come join our courses and help us. Come, join, phone, inbox us and help us. Let's help people.
Yes. No, definitely. When you reach an age around the 50-year-old mark, you should have, your success rate should be probably where you've got a holiday home and you spiritually, you are fine. You belong to a congregation that helps people. You are an elder now, you know, so you should be financially okay. You shouldn't be begging, so that whenever medical issues of this nature come, you have a medical aid or you are covered, you are financially covered. So I think the worst thing that I could ever have done is that I forgot that should something of this magnitude happen, there should be a financial sort of a nest sitting there just for medication or for hospitalization,
But
you know, for
remember,
these major issues. But
remember, Bongani, we all we never thought this will happen to us. Did you think that one day you won't see? We never. We living like nothing. We're untouchable, and I feel sorry for people who still have
yes,
now, because you know anything can happen to you. I told you that I was there at Mankos and Jacaranda breakfast show, and Lira was there telling her story, and it's like she said in 15 minutes I couldn't talk, and I'm in a strange country, and that, you know, anything, anything, and diseases or whatever doesn't choose whether you've got money or you don't have money or you pretty. It doesn't. Anything can happen anytime. So we need to learn to be humble. We need to learn to love one another and to support one another. You know, and really.
I think another thing I can drop in there for you is that when it's not happening to you, don't think that you are immune to it, because when you are financially okay and you are not sick, you are everything is going well for you. This is a pendulum. Sometimes it's up and sometimes it's down. Sometimes it's down, sometimes it's up. So it might actually not happen to you personally, but it may actually happen to a loved one. You need to have an organization of this nature to just say, I will be able to help who I can help. You know, God says, when you help, he's forcing us to help. Actually, he's encouraging us to help. To say, when you help, it will be returned to you, pressed down, shaken over, and overflowing. So we need to pay attention to that. We don't need to forget about our maker. We shouldn't forget about where we come from or where we are going. So I think spiritually, it is very, very imperative for us to pick it up from here and also respond when, you know, a guy like Uncle Bongs comes to you and says, help out. There's a cancer patient or there's an eye specialist who needs consultation fees for this patient. Would you be in a position to help out, even if you're a multi-millionaire? You don't have to be a multi-millionaire. You just need to have a heart and be available when we call on you to help us, you see.
And Bongani, having said that, also the people that can't afford, they're treated very bad out there. And I know we won't be able to help everybody. You know, the public hospitals, I told you I saw somebody with cervical cancer and she's on morphine now and she can't do anything.
Unfortunately.
I tried not to, you know, when you give a person hope and you're not sure that, are you lying or and you're so touched, but she caught it on time. She caught it on time. But Steve Biko kept saying, you'll come back, you'll come back, you'll come back. Now I can't diagnose, but I feel like she's in stage 4. And she's now lost so much weight. And let's stop judging people, because somebody that upset me said, maybe this person narata. And I'm like, guys, really? Seriously?
They are judging.
They told you if you check out behind narata. No, guys. No. Anything can happen, and don't stop judging and putting your stuff. No, narata banna. Oh, HIV. No. And remember, our bodies takes knocks differently. You know.
Well, we are human beings. I think we need answers. We like practicality. So when you look at someone with cervical cancer, the first again, it means it was doing something it wasn't.
It seems like we lost Bongani. Whoever has logged in, if you want to send any questions, you can send on Facebook. If you know my number, you can send on 076-182-3141. Any questions that you have for Bongani, and I'll send the response because I think we have lost him. We have lost him. But thank you so much for attending, and thank you, and have a very, very prosperous new year. And 2024, it's our year. I'll see you with the mobile mammogram of Risima and ICAS. Thank you.